What's up, everybody? Brock here, aka the Brockness Monster, and today I'm back with another comic book haul. So it has been a while since I've put out any YouTube videos, so I've gotten way behind. So I've been picking stuff up, the last couple months, and haven't done any videos, and I've just picked up too much to do in one video. So for this video, I'm going to be going over the 2023 gold books that I picked up so far. So what I do is I normally pick out 12 books that I want to get throughout that year period. And that way I feel like I give myself about a month, to pick up a book. So what I've got here is my stack that I've gotten so far. So far I've actually already picked up 6 of my goal books for the year, and it's only March. So I'm doing pretty good. But I've also included, as you notice, there's 2 slabs here. So I've got 3 raffle wins that I've won so far this year as well. 2 of which, the graded comics, are pretty significant Marvel Bronze Age comics. So we'll get right into it. So the first one I've got is Silver Surfer number 34. So this is the return of Thanos. And in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, Thanos cover ever. Yeah, this one's not super expensive. Honestly, I put it on my goal list because it just makes me feel better about accomplishing the list. And that way I don't have like 12 super expensive books on there. But yeah, Silver Surfer Volume 3 is a whole series that I would like to pick up at some point. And it's a pretty good size comic book series. So, all right, next up we've got Spectacular Spider-Man number 64. So that is the first appearance of Cloak and Dagger. And this is a really solid copy. I picked this up from a claim sale from T. Ravis Comics on Instagram. He's also on YouTube, so give him a follow on both of those. But yeah, he had this one listed as a 7.5 or an 8.0, and it is definitely higher than that, in my opinion. I don't know if he was just being conservative in his grading, but I'd say this is probably closer to like a 9.2, and was not very expensive. I think I only paid like $30 for it, so well under what you would normally get that for. And another series that I want the full series of. All right, next up, Zorro number 2. No, this was not on my goal list. This was actually just a freebie that the person threw in with the book that I bought. Couldn't even spring for the number 1, but, Zorro. The book I did pick up that they threw that in with was Marvel Superheroes number 15. So from the Silver Age, I believe this was 1968, square bound. And this is the first solo Medusa story. So Medusa from the Inhumans, originally from actually the Frightful Four. She actually... her first appearance was actually before the Inhumans. But yeah, so it's interesting on this one because if you look up this book, a lot of copies will have like this printer ink transfer on the covers. And so I wanted to try to find a copy that didn't have that. And this one is, just bright and vibrant. Square bound is already hard enough to get in good condition. I would say this is probably like a 6.0 to a 7.5. And I actually picked this up for $40. So really good deal on that. Picked it up from Mercari, which I don't normally pick up books from Mercari. I don't know why. I just randomly, after looking at a bunch of copies on eBay, I just went on Mercari and I found that copy. And like I said, great deal on it. So the next one is actually the first time that I've ever traded with a community member. So this actually was a trade deal I did with my buddy Choo Choo Comics. So shout out to Choo Choo. And he also said, hey, I'm going to throw in some free books. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'll take free comics. But I was not expecting the free books that he sent. So the first free book that he sent was Street Fighter Swimsuit Special 2020. And it is triple signed by John Boy Myers, Edwin Wang, and Billy Martin. And it has an IRF Authentics COA on there. So that was very cool. And the next free book that he sent was Strange Tales number 164. So Silver Age, and this is a solid copy too. And I'm a huge Doctor Strange fan, so that was awesome. And then the third free book that he sent, again from the Silver Age, we've got Avengers number 52. So the first appearance of the Grim Reaper. Yeah, I was not expecting those free books. That was killer. So, but the book that I traded for was the only DC book that I had on my goal list, and it is Adventure Comics number 428. So that is the first appearance of the Black Orchid. Kind of under the radar character, really. But This one is a little tougher to find in good condition, and this one is a very solid copy. And I do believe that he said he had just got this cleaned and pressed. So this was on my goal list, and he actually hit me up and said, "Hey, I've got this." Would you know? So we ended up doing a trade deal. So shout out to Choo Choo on that. And the next one, again, so we're going back into the Marvel Bronze Age, 20-cent comic. This one's very tough to find in really good condition, and I was kind of set that I wanted a nicer copy. So we've got The Cat #1. So all black background will show up every spine tick and every crease, and this one is just a really solid copy. I think it's got a couple color breaking spine ticks on it, but otherwise very happy. First appearance of Greer Grant as the Cat, who later becomes Tigra. And then actually Patsy Walker then dons this original costume to become Hellcat. So that's like 3 books that, you know, they're interconnected within the storyline there. This was a 4-issue miniseries. I only got the first issue so far. So very cool. Very happy to have that one in such a really nice condition. Okay, and the 6th of my goal books. And again, these weren't just like I didn't pick these all up at the same time. This was last couple months, but we've got from the 1968 big premiere issues, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. #1. And what you'll notice is, so with the 68 big premiere issues where it was Tales to Astonish, Tales of Suspense, Strange Tales that switched over to the Volume 1 main Marvel titles, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. got the #1 designation. And you'll notice that it doesn't have like the emblem. So this one and Doctor Strange #169, which I actually have a 7.5 behind me there, graded, they actually didn't get that emblem, but they are a part of the 1968 big premiere issues. So I actually picked this up from a comic shop. I went to visit my brother in Chicago, and we hit up a comic shop, and they had this there, and I picked it up. So this was actually, it's probably about a 4.0. I was originally looking for probably a little higher copy, so I may upgrade this one later on down the road. But for now, it's marked off the goal list and in the collection, so awesome. All right, so that was it for the goal books. Now we're going to go on to the 3 raffle wins. So this first one is from Join Club 22 on Instagram. So Griffin, awesome guy, does killer raffles, and he always sends a free book. So this was the free book with the win. Eagle #17 from Apple Comics. Never heard of it, but you know, it was a free book. So the raffle win, I was about $20 into this book. And again, Marvel Bronze Age, significant book. We've got Marvel Premiere #28, the first appearance of the Legion of Monsters team, consisting of Man-Thing, Ghost Rider, Werewolf by Night, and Morbius. And this is a really solid copy. I would say, just looking at it, you know, he always sends in the clear backer board and Mylar, but man, looking at this, I would guess 9.2, 9.4 possibly, if I were to get it graded. So really, really nice presenting, high-grade copy of that book. All right, so the last 2 books are both from Yeah Man I Got Comics on Instagram, and he actually hosted these for E. Nelson Comics and such, which is another community member. So these are both books that I would have never thought I would own, or if I did, they would be probably like low grade, you know, maybe like a 2.0. Both very significant in the Marvel Bronze Age, and I'm just going to get right into it. So first up, we've got Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, #1. Origin and first appearance of Luke Cage in a CGC 7.5 white pages. Yeah. So, yeah, again, this is from 1972, 20-cent cover. It's also the first appearance of Diamondback. I think there's a couple other first appearances of some of the villains. But man, looking at this, there's a couple, you know, I'm surprised they got a 7.5, honestly, if you look at it. I mean, the back is just clean. I see nothing on the back. And then on the front, because it's a black cover, I do see a couple, like, color breaking creases. But honestly, I would have thought this could have been like an 8.0, 8.5, but just mind blown. And I was about $100 into this. That's it. So I was lucky enough to win. And I thought, you know, it's not going to get much better than that. That's got to be, hands down, the best thing I've ever won in a raffle. Probably the best thing I will win. I mean, I've won some great books. But then, fast forward to a month later, and again, Yeah Man I Got Comics page from E. Nelson Comics and such. So Yeah Man was hosting the raffle for someone else. I'm just going to go right into it. Werewolf by Night, number 32, Origin and First Appearance of Moon Knight. In a CGC 5.5, off-white to white pages. I was speechless. I mean, just absolutely flabbergasted. I did not think I would ever own this book, even in a raw copy. And now I have a CGC 5.5. Yeah. And again, I think this one I might have been like $130 into it. So yeah, super stoked to own both of those books. I don't know what else to say. So that's it for this one. And we will see you on the next one. Thanks.